border row is showing no signs of de-escalation. Now, tensions are further expected to boil after controversial remarks coming from politicians on the either side. Now, Maharashtra has even warned to stop water supply to Karnataka amid the increasing slugfest. Now, Uddhav Sena camp leader Sanjay Raut had also warned that like China has entered, we will enter Karnataka. This all amid the Karnataka Assembly all set to pass a resolution on the border row. For more on this, I have my colleague Deepak joining me. Deepak, good morning. Of course, we're seeing several reactions also coming in. This has, of course, become a political slugfest. In fact, we also heard Sanjay Raut warning that they would enter Karnataka like how China did enter India. But what are you picking up from, Karnataka members having spoken about these kind of statements that are coming?
Well, that statement really coming in from Sanjay Raut is rather bizarre. To even draw parallels between what happened in Tawang and what's happening at the borders here between Maharashtra and Karnataka. One would really question whether that was the right statement to make, and that's exactly what some of the state politicians here have said. Some of them have said that it's a very immature statement, unwarranted statement. The chief minister yesterday slammed the opposition in Maharashtra in particular, and he said that they've lost their mental balance, and he says that these sort of statements only show their desperation to remain politically active, and they are trying to use this opportunity to really gain political mileage. More importantly, he's saying people on both sides of the border want peace. There is of course smooth movement of vehicles at this point in time going on, and there is no problem on the ground as such. It is just the opposition leaders who are pushing activists from the MES and even their own karyakartas to actually stage protests, try to enter Karnataka. He even spoke about the flags that were being carried by these protesters, which mainly had NCP flags and Congress flags, and he goes on to say that the Congress here in Karnataka should really speak to their counterparts to try and ensure that these sort of protests or these sort of statements do not continue to occur, because even for a minister to talk about water not being allowed, it's probably a little out of place. But statements of course come in thick and fast. The resolution on border, of course, is going to be passed in a short while here in Karnataka, where it's going to be a unanimous one is what we are expecting. The Chief Minister, of course, is going to pass that resolution in the Assembly, where the opposition also is going to probably lend their support to this particular resolution, that they will not give away any piece of land to Maharashtra. So it's going to be an interesting development as the day unfolds.
All right, Deepak, I appreciate you joining us and getting us those inputs from Karnataka's, section of development on this story. But let's cut across to my colleague Arunil, who's tracking all the developments from Maharashtra on this entire story as well. Arunil, good morning. This is, of course, Deepak also was speaking about the fact that the reactions that have come in after Sanjay Raut did make that statement. Also, we saw Shambhuraj Desai threatened in that particular statement about the water supply being shared to Karnataka. But, this has, of course, become a slugfest, and it's really taking away from what the actual important issue is, because ultimately it's the citizens who are at the border who are suffering due to this border row.
In fact, this entire issue has been politicized now. And the statement that came in from Shambhuraj Desai, the Maharashtra minister, was basically a water threat being given to the Karnataka government, but it is extremely insensitive as well. Water is the basic necessity of a human being, and a minister who's been elected is an elected representative. He is responsible for people. Now, India is one country. How can you basically say that we are not going to allow you water during the month of summers? I mean, who's going to be responsible for the sufferings that it will lead to? Now, coming to the politics of it, the opposition in Maharashtra has upped the ante on the government, that is CM Shinde Sarkar, along with Devendra Fadnavis, basically saying that they are not doing much because there is a pressure that has been mounted from the center. Whereas when it comes to the Maharashtra government is concerned, yesterday a very aggressive tone was being seen, especially from Shambhuraj Desai, who is the main key man of CM Shinde. He's been handling this entire border row from the Maharashtra government side. The reason for that is, according to them, despite the mediating being done by Home Minister of India, Amit Shah, both CM Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis were expecting a kind of restraint from the Karnataka CM, a truce to be called, but the kind of statements, according to them, they were provocative statements that came in from the Karnataka CM, Mr. Bommai, and after that, acting under pressure as a damage control method, because of the allegations that the opposition was making. A very aggressive tone is being adopted now. But sources from the government also inform me that, like the resolution that has been passed in Karnataka Assembly, a similar kind of resolution will be passed in the Maharashtra Assembly next week as well.
All right, Arunil, I appreciate you joining us on the broadcast, and Deepak as well on the other hand, for both of them giving us those developments in concurrently, of course, what is happening in Karnataka and Maharashtra over the border row. This is, of course, the key development because, like both of them did point out, resolutions will be passed in the assemblies which are taking place in both the states at the moment. We'll keep our eyes on that story. But let's shift our focus to more breaking news that's coming in. This one